Ready?
College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down. Put.
If you ain't listening to AlrightBet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready?
All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. Oh, yeah, that's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it works, right, Andy? They could disagree with us or don't.
We're back, baby. We're back.
We are back, man. Excited. The football season's right around the corner. We're going to be back with the Big Six picks every week. Going to have them up on the YouTube channel, DWMOD Pod on the YouTube channel. We'll be checking those out live, or you can check them out, still on the audio. We're going to put it up on the audio for all our podcast heads out there, and we'll get all that going. But, man, the NFL season is a week away, 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's where is it? Is it 2 weeks? We're right here. It's we've had some hard knocks. We've had our Giants. Now we got the Bears. Everybody's getting excited about the Bears, so it's going well.
Yeah, everybody is getting excited about the Bears. Next week, we will have College Week 0. Now, I'll tell you guys right now, we are going to be handing out some AlrightBet picks and winners and things like that next week for College Week 0. But the Big Six picks will not start till, like always, first NFL week and college mixed together. That's how we'll be rolling that. So I'm sure you'll have some stuff for us next week on week 0, Andrew. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, we're gonna jump right into it for sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be all over that. But you know what I'm gonna say here? Like let's stay on brand. Let's stay on brand and get into some quick hits, man. All right, Andy. Quick Olympics recap, man. Did you enjoy the Olympics? Did you have fun? You watch it a lot?
I did. I thought it was one of the better Olympics that I've seen in a long time. Actually, the track and field I thought was awesome.
Yeah, track and field. The track and field team most medals in an Olympics since '84 in Los Angeles. So they turned out.
Yeah, they were great. The men's basketball game was amazing. Serbia and then France game was great. The women's game was actually great too. It was a little shocking. It was so close. But overall, I thought it was a really good job. Good Olympics. I was sad to see it.
Outside the opening ceremonies, I fully enjoyed the Olympics. Like, man, I felt bad for Peyton and Mike Tirico, and like they're sitting there and like they gave them no information, and the boats are going by, and they just kept saying, "Well, we have no information. We don't know." Like they had nothing.
Right. The rain also was kind of weird in those opening ceremonies. Then the closing ceremonies with T. Cruz. So I was like, okay, here we go. But but overall, just the athletics were good. I tell you what I love most about it was the gold zone. Felt the gold zone was cool. The real winner of that whole thing. It got your gold star zone, but it was amazing. It was truly amazing.
I did like the Peacock, the way that it was all laid out on Peacock. You watch what you want when you wanted. You could tune in live in the afternoon. You could watch it later that night. I think they did an excellent job with the Peacock. USA ties China for most golds, which to me means we didn't lose gold again. And most medals, we ran away with most medals. So USA.
Yeah, Peacock was a win for Peacock. Really needed that win too because
they did. Yeah, they did. So it was great, though, man. Congratulations, USA, all the athletes, man. That was great. We had a good time at the Olympics. Outside the breakdancing, you listen, we all knew that was going to be a shit show. I've been doing jokes about that for months now. I mean, this is, come on, man.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but I was glad to see him try it. That poor Australian girl was Ray Gunn.
Now, I don't know what kind of truth there is to this because you can't trust the internet anymore. And I'm like, look, I'm not doing some deep reporting on this thing, so I'm not diving in. But I was reading somewhere that her and her husband might be in some big trouble here. Like Australia did not have a governing body for their breakdancing, I don't know, competitions like they're supposed to. So I guess this Ray Gunn's husband, like, I filled out the paperwork. Well, I'm not going to get long-winded on this. He created it himself, and he and her ran it, and they excluded like all the best break dancers from like being able to compete so that she could win and they'd get a trip to the Olympics. And the two of them went, and it seems like that might have some traction after I saw her dance.
Okay. Yeah. No, for sure. I get it now.
Ridiculous. Just ridiculous, man. They should have brought in Turbo and Ozone to judge that thing, but they did not.
For sure. I would love to see Turbo just guest judges.
The guest judges, man, they missed the boat on that. But anyway, man, let's keep it moving. Okay, now this next one here, I was gonna put over into the knock it off because I kind of feel knock it off about this. I think it's kind of ridiculous. Leave the guy alone. But this is about LeBron James here, and we'll put it in quick hits and we'll just leave it up to the people to decide. But like Trump and accordion hands here, I'm like, we were hearing there's some things on the internet. I hearing people are saying that there's a rumor flying around that they may know who LeBron's dad is. It may be exposed. And they think it's this guy here, man.
Really?
Yeah, okay. They think that it might be David Robinson. You guys know David Robinson, right? I mean, one of the only guys in history of the NBA to have a quadruple double. He's one of the greatest of all time. Phenomenal, right? Well, this rumor was flying around because of this picture, Andy, and I'll let you guys be the judge. I don't know that I see it. I don't know that I see it, but I don't know. Take a look.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's not crazy. Well, it is crazy. It is crazy. But, you know, I don't know. What do you think about this, man?
I mean, I've not heard this rumor. I do enjoy a good rumor. But yeah, I just don't feel like it's David. David Robinson's like a good, honest, naval man.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
I think my only point is saying I think if he was, he definitely would have owned up. I do think it's weird though that LeBron's dad has never. If I was LeBron's father, I'd be like, "That's my son."
Yeah, my point. Yeah, I highly doubt that David Robinson was stationed in Akron, Ohio, for the Navy at any point. Right. I mean, just none of it makes any sense.
I have to look up how old he was too. I want to know how old David Robinson is, how old his mother is, LeBron's mom.
He would have probably had to have been like 20 something. So I'm not buying any of this at all. Quite frankly, I'm like, leave the guy alone, man. Listen, he's at the forefront of everything, entertainment and basketball. It is what it is. That is his life. But some things, man, like let's just leave him off the table, man. We don't need to be digging in to find out who the guy's dad is. If he don't care, I don't know why we should care.
Right, exactly.
It seems stupid. Seems stupid to me, but I found the picture interesting. So we put it in quick hits, man. Yeah. You guys decide. All right, like always, Andy, I know you're a season ticket holder. Let's get into a little WNBA for the quick hits here. And let's give congratulations to Caitlin Clark. She goes for 19 assists in the game, and that sets the WNBA record for assists in a game. Yep. And after one half of a season, Caitlin Clark has already amassed more assists than 75% of the women who have ever played in this league over 27 years. Does that seem crazy?
Yeah, it does. There's just not a lot of good. There has been a lot of good women WNBA players. Really, that's what you're telling me.
No, and we'd be remiss if we didn't stop ourselves right now and say, stop talking about these young girls and how good they are. It's disrespectful to these veterans that built this failing league. I mean, it's disrespectful to them. I'm kind of tired of it, man. $2.1 billion deal for the rights to televise WNBA games over the next bunch of years. And who's collecting those checks, Andy?
The owners.
The owners and the veterans on their new contracts. The rookies ain't see a penny. They're on 4 or 5 year deals at $75,000.
Right. That's why. Yeah, that's why we're going to see a strike in the WNBA within a year or two.
You probably will.
Why wouldn't they? Why Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark? There's more girls who are going to come in the next couple years. Like they're going to strike. Like it's just they can't. This is not quite right. So it's going to be a strike.
Yeah, as they should. You come in and played half a season, and you're already going to be almost the all-time assist leader in the history of the league. It's ridiculous, man.
Sure.
And let's also give them credit before we get out of here on this note. These young girls got together and beat the crap out of Team USA in the All-Star game. The WNBA All-Star game. They beat them. So I'm tired. I think I'm done listening to the veterans talk about being disrespected. I don't know.
I think it's time for, I just think there's going to be a strike. If I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm like, let's do a strike right now.
Yeah. They hold all the cards. They hold all the cards.
Right.
No disrespect to, Diana and all these other ladies. Yeah. No disrespect to these women for what they've done. But if you all struck next year, the league would move on. If these young girls decided not to play next year, we'd have a deal struck quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it'd also be good for the veterans too. Like they'll make more money too. Like they're
So
already
good.
right. So like they should get on board this strike. That's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
collect your checks and zip your lip. That's all I'm going to say on that, man.
For sure.
All right, man. Hey, that's quick hits for the week, Andy. We get to move into my favorite segment, which is going to be Knock It Off. And we're going to have to start with my man, Noah Lyles, at the Olympics. Now, first of all, one hell of a 100-meter final. I mean, right? Was that amazing?
Incredible. It was incredible. But yeah, it was great. I can't believe we won.
Yeah. And it's not too often that you're watching sports, and I'll speak for you here a little bit and tell me if I'm wrong, but it's not too often you're watching sports at that high level and you get like highly educated on something you were ignorant on. And that finish, I felt like that. I was like, oh, I did not know it was like the shoulder blade and the torso. And you always see the guys kicking and leaning their heads. And, you know, I'm going, that guy's foot was first. And you know what I mean? We all got educated there.
Yeah. It's all chest down or whatever it was.
What a finish. What a finish. Hats off to him. Fastest man in the world. I got to give him a knock it off for that 200-meter, man. Listen, in the course of 4 or 5 days, you got COVID and it got so bad, you ran that race and collapsed and needed to be taken off in a wheelchair. Right. The show doesn't need to go that far.
And also, did you see like that night after the night he was at the club? He was at a club drinking.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. Knock it off. Just knock it off, man.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Oh, man. Knock it off, lady. Cut you off there. What were you saying?
Hey, I was just saying, like, she lost. You lost.
Yeah.
I like to knock it off, lady. Just told me to knock it off. So I'm fine with it. I moved on.
We're done here. We're moving on. That's what she said. All right. Let's get back to LeBron for one more second. LeBron gets the MVP for the Olympics over Curry.
I'm kind of okay with this, I have to say.
All right.
Curry was great the last 2 games. He was kind of horrible the previous like 4. Like I was on the text thread. What's that?
The only close games though.
He was awesome the last 2. They needed him to be awesome. But I was on a text with another guy who said that Curry was washed after like the second Olympic game. He was that bad.
Oh, come on, man. They're not getting their regular minutes. And when you're a shooter and you're playing spotty, of course. I know.
I told the guy, we'll pretend like we never saw this text. I'll pretend I never saw this.
That is crazy.
Yeah. But I think LeBron was solid the entire time. Kind of, So I'm okay with LeBron. But Steph was amazing. The last 2 games when they needed him, Steph was there.
Listen, 60 points in the last 2 games, the close games, the semi, the final, the shots at the end of the final. Like France had cut that to 3 and had all the momentum, and then my man just got splash nasty, and it was over. And it was over. Now I'll make this point, and you could disagree or don't. If this were like the NCAA tournament, and let's say this was North Carolina or whoever, and there was a dude like LeBron that had been really good and solid and really leading this team through the first round and the 16 and the Elite 8 and doing really well. And then some dude like Steph Curry came in and caught absolute hellfire in the Final 4 and the final game. Who's getting MVP?
Probably the Steph guy.
Right.
For sure.
Come on, man. I don't know. I'm just out on this one. I'm like, the guy's got enough awards. Knock it off, man. Just knock it off.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Okay. This next one, really, really stuck in my craw. I don't know if you pay attention to sports, but are you aware of who threw out the first pitch for the New York Mets a couple of nights ago?
No.
Against the Oakland A's in New York City.
Was it Jose Canseco?
The Hawk Tua girl. It was Hawk Tua night.
Yeah, sure.
In Major League Baseball. This is a league that will not let Trevor Bauer come back and play because he got busted for being real nasty about sex, and he's a dirty fucking dude. He's gross. He's gross. Right. But he didn't do anything illegal.
Right.
He can't pitch in the major leagues anymore, but we are marching out the blowjob champ for first pitch at family night in New York City. And now I'm going to take it a step further here. I'm going to put this up on the screen here. This is from the Instagram count for Major League Baseball. This is the Instagram count for Major League baseball right here, Andy. Now you see there? That's the internet star, the hawk to a girl, blah, blah. And look at the bottom there. MLB, ho, ho, wait for the chest bump on the next clip here with a laughing face. Yeah, sure. They're advertising, don't tune out yet. Watch these boobs press against each other.
Right.
What are we doing, Major League Baseball? What are we doing?
I'm just trying to get some eyeballs on that sport, right? Base football's starting. The Olympics were awesome. They're doing all they can.
Oh, terrible. And in complete irony, the Mets got out to a 5-0 lead, and the A's came back and won the game 7-6. The Mets literally blew it on blowjob night.
Right.
Terrible.
Knock it off, Mets.
Knock it off with that hawk to a night. I've had enough, man. Knock it off.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right. I know you got a good opinion on this one, Andy. Hassan Reddick and the Jets. Go.
I just don't get what he's doing. You know, like, is he gonna? I just don't. I'm like, I don't understand that some of these guys, like even the Lamb stuff too, where I'm like, you had a long time to figure this out. You know, like,
right.
And this goes on the teams as well. But like, just figure it out before August. I mean, I get you have like some power, right? You do it now, they need you more and more. I get all that, but I'm like, just like CD is going to get paid. Like whatever they're going to get him, for example, whatever they're going to give him in a week, they could have given him in June.
Could have,
right? It makes sense. So all these guys, I'm like, just let's play. Let's nobody pull remember Le'Veon Bell just sat out the whole year.
Yeah. Yep. Well, real dumb.
Ruined his career.
Real dumb.
He was over. Like he wasn't good after that. And he went and signed, maybe got some deal, but it was
less
over.
money.
Yeah.
Took less money than he would have with the franchise tag. But I mean, at least with CeeDee Lamb, like he's got a little bit of leverage there, right? For me, I'm like, what leverage does Hassan Reddick have? And kudos to the Eagles on this one for trading him when they knew he was going to be a problem in the last year of this deal and getting a 3rd-round pick for him. But he gets to New York. He's never played it down, never been to a team meeting, never showed up, none of it. He signed a 3-year deal 2 years ago with the Eagles, $45-50 million, like 30-some guarantee, but $45 million deal. He's due $15 million this year in the last year of this deal from the Jets. And he wants to hold out and have them renegotiate for more money right now. Now, TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, probably the best 2 edge rushers in the game. Probably not even arguable.
For sure.
Those guys make 25 and 28 respectively. Hassan Reddick is 31 years old at the end of his career, making $15 million on a team everybody thinks when Rodgers come back might have a chance to make a run in the AFC. I don't know, but they think that.
Yeah.
And what does this guy need to fire his agent? Like, I can't make sense of any of this.
That's the thing. It doesn't make any sense. You're like, just come on, let's just play, bud. Just finish it out. You can do that next year or whoever. Let's just go.
Play for your money. You signed a 3-year deal. You only played 2 years of a 3-year deal. I don't know, man. I can't even get long-winded on this. I'm just like, what the fuck? If you didn't want to go to training camp, just tell them. Fake an injury.
Yeah, I'm hurt, and then that's it. And then I will be healthy on September 1st.
Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Knock it off.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, hey guys, that's quick hits. That's knock it off for the weekend. Remember, if you guys you got some topics you want us to talk, you want to throw knock it offs at us, you can find us all across all your social media sites, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Twitter, call it X, DWMOD pod. Let us know, see what you guys want to do, and we'll put them up there. But right now, we got to pay some bills, Andy. We got to pay some bills, and we got to pay respect to the official beverage choice of the DWMOD podcast.
Brass monkey, that funky monkey, brass monkey junkie.
That's it. The brass monkey, only delicious when made with the official beer choice of the DWMOD podcast.
Good.
English 800, man.
It's so good. Like that. I love that brass. And that photo is incredible.
Listen, football tailgates are coming up. I'm going to be heading out to my son's new team. He is now with the University of Louisiana Monroe. Be going to all his games this year and turning on all the tailgaters to the Brass Monkeys, man. I'm going to turn them all over, Andy.
Oh, how's ULM? Are they going to be a good little team this year?
Hey, got the new coach in there. They got some turnover from the transfer portal. They're working hard. They look like they're ready to go. Got some big games on the schedule next Thursday, week from this Thursday, first game. I'm going to be down there. We'll be checking it out. They're playing Jackson State. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited, ready to roll.
Well, let's go Nolan. Is he going to get some playing time? He's going to get it?
Yeah. Looks like he's got the job. Looks like he's probably going to be the starter for sure. Field goals, extra points, things like that. There's a little battle going on for the punt team job, but he feels pretty confident, and we'll find out next week.
Great. All right. So well, good luck.
Looking good. I'll tell you what I am going to miss sitting in the stadium. I'm not going to be able to hear Gordon Butterfield call the games. That's what I'm not going to be able to hear. So
man.
That's going to be Could you imagine Gordon Butterfield calling the Rose Bowl?
Oh, it would be wonderful. It's a granddaddy of them all, but he would be real into it.
Oh, he'd be really into it, man. And I tell you what, we got to turn it over to Gordon right here for what just happened.
What just happened?
What just happened is brought to you by Black Hawk Coffee. Start your day off with Black Hawk Coffee and you'll be flying high and landing right on time. That's Black Hawk Coffee, a Colombian bean company.
Janet Lipnicki with a fresh cup of Black Hawk coffee, looking to take on a washed-out beef patch. A ginger 1-2, and she's in the clear. Oh, sniper! Oh, what just happened? Looks like we've got action from the 6-story window of the book depository as Janet takes that second step. Oh, bang! Down she goes. Let's take one more look. And here we see she goes wrong right there. She's simply uncoordinated and bang! Her face in the sand quicker than an ostrich. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Somebody put some chalk around that coffee. Black Hawk down. Oh, what just happened?
It's Gordon. It's Gordon. I mean, God bless him.
He's the best. I remember I really loved Gordon's last year's. Well, he really got on that guy with the seatbelt. Remember the seatbelt guy, Gordon, last year?
Yeah, the guy who was flossing with the money and he got jacked.
Yeah. Oh, man, he got that all over that guy.
He loved that one. Gordon loved that one. God bless you, Gordon. We love you, man. Keep it moving every week with some Gordon Butterfield. All right, guys, it's time for the part of the show that you gamblers probably been waiting for, and football folks alike. It ain't all about gambling right now. We're going to give you some gambling tips about the NFL coming up here, but we're going to talk a little bit of football on this week's, oh man, it's AlrightBet. It's time for another episode of AlrightBet. Andy, I got tongue-tied there for a minute. I looked down at my graphics, and they're putting up the next graphic that's going to hit the screen, and all I see is this big disagree with me or don't, and I'm thinking, you guys got the wrong graphic here, man. This ain't right, but they had it. They had it. That's on me.
They had it right.
That's on me.
It's preseason. It's preseason for all of us.
Oh, that's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. It is preseason. Well, listen, this week we're going to jump into the NFC. Next week, we're going to be giving our college week zeros and hit the AFC. So for this week, for the NFC, let's just dive right in and let's jump into the division that everybody's probably going to be talking the most about and think is going to be the tightest as to who's going to win the division. And let's jump into the NFC East, right? Oh. This is going to be between Philly and Dallas, right? I mean, that's what the media is going to love, right?
Right. I think, but yeah. I mean, my opinion is that Philly's probably the best bet on that board at the negative number, but that would not be the second team I would take in that division. Okay. I like the Dallas under, and I like the Philly over. I just think I think the Dallas season is all set up for just a wonderful crash. I'm not saying they're going to go 5-12. I'm saying they're going to get 8, 9, 7, and 10, 9 and 8. Every year, there's teams that drop out of the playoffs. They were in the playoffs the previous year.
Sure.
So Dallas to me seems like a really team that's just primed for that sort of thing. The CeeDee Lamb thing, their running backs are an issue. Mike McCarthy's their coach. Dak's at it possible last year. So you put all those things in a bowl for me, and I'm like, I like the under. and I would not bet Dallas at plus 160. I can tell you that. To me, that is like horrible odds or whatever it is, 180, 170.
Yeah, I think I got it at plus 160 right now on the board, and Vegas has Dallas at over under at 9.5 wins and Philly at 10.5 wins.
Over. Philly's schedule. Philly has the second place schedule. They have the 9th easiest schedule. Go look at who they're playing. And like they can get 11 wins, like right off the bat. Like the Eagles, just like listen to who they start with, right? Like that's who they start. So they got Green Bay. Great. That's a Friday night game. Look, I'm going to be honest. I don't think Green Bay is going to show up for that game. I just don't think they are. But just me. And then they got the Falcons at home. Sounds like a win to me. Then they go to the Saints. I like that game for the Eagles. Then they go to the Buccaneers. I like that game. Then they got the Browns. I like that game for the Eagles. What do I got the Eagles at already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then they go to the Giants. That's a win. 6. Then they go to Cincinnati. Let's give them a loss there. Who knows? But let's give them a loss. 6-1. Yeah. Then the Jags come to town. Okay, 7-1. Then they go to Dallas. Okay, whatever. We'll give it a loss.
Sure.
7-2. Then they got Washington at home. 8. Then they go to the Rams. Give them a loss. 8-3. They go to the Ravens. Give them a loss. 8-4. Then they got the Panthers. 9. Steelers. 10. So they're 10-4 with 3 games left. Right. 2 of them are at home, and it's the Commanders. At the Commanders, Dallas. And at the Eagles, or then versus the Giants. So they go at Washington, Dallas versus the Giants. So look, to me, I feel like I rattled off like 13 wins there.
Yeah, pretty close to it. I went through both the schedules game by game, and I had Dallas and Philly both finish the season at 11-6. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm picking Dallas to win the division on the tiebreaker because I think they're going to do better within the division. I think the Giants will sneak up and get Philly a game. And that's going to be the difference in the division. That's what I'm saying.
No way. Dallas is going to finish under 500. That
I would love it.
It's not going to be all the same playoff teams, right? It's going to be like, who do you think is worse between like the playoff teams or who? Tampa, sure. Tampa. Let's throw Tampa out as a playoff team.
Yeah,
right? They're out. Right. So then you're telling me the Rams are going to make it, the Cowboys, the Packers, the Lions, the Niners, and the Eagles. All those other teams are going to make it.
On my board, I do have that, man. The NFC is down. I just don't see anybody else jumping up. Like, listen, in the East, you're going to take Dallas. You're going to take Philly. Okay. In the North, you're going to take the Lions. You're going to take the Packers. Bears are an outlier. You don't know, right? But you're going to take Lions, Packers probably both to make the playoffs there. I'm not taking the Vikings to jump into the playoff mix. I'm not taking the Giants. I'm not taking Washington. You go to the NFC South, I'm not taking any of these teams, right? I'm taking the Falcons to win the division, and nobody else gets in. They're all trash. Okay? So then that leaves you in the West, and you got 2 spots left for the playoffs. I got to go Rams, Niners, Seahawks, and Cardinals out. I'm with you. I wanted to find that team that's going to climb the ladder this year, and the NFC, I couldn't.
Well, I'm going to take Seattle, and I think I'm going to also take the Arizona over. I think the NFC West is going to be good. I'll take the. You want me to tell you who I think is going to make the playoffs out of this division? So
sure.
Wait. Let's just go this division first, right? I'll get it. But let me just tell you do I hate the Dallas plus 160? Right? It's not even. You're betting $10 to win what 16? Like what are we doing?
I'm not betting any of these.
Right. Well. Right, but if you are going to do it, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 2 things. One, truly, I would bet Philly. I would just bet Philly at minus 130, put like $40 down, and win 35 or whatever it is. Right.
Okay.
But what I really want to do is I really want to bet the New York Football Giants at plus 60. Whoever's last. Right. You could also convince me.
2,000.
There you go. What are the Commanders?
Plus 900.
All right,
everybody's sold on Daniels.
That's why I'm saying give me the plus 2,000.
Yeah.
Look, if that's a long shot. I remember you always have to bet because 19 of the last 21 years, a team that finished 4th went to first. So it just got to happen one time. If you put $10 down on all these 6 bets or whatever divisions in both leagues, that's $60, $80. You may hit the Giants at plus 2,000, right? To win 200.
If you want to, I mean, that's gambling. That's the definition of gambling right there.
19 of the last 21 years, though. Hasn't been a repeat winner in this division in a long time. Dallas is not going to do it again. In fact, next time you want to bet on Dallas, if anybody wants to bet on Dallas, just send me your money. I'll cover your bet.
Hey, listen, I would love for them to suck this year, but I just ran down that schedule and I was like, man, they're going to get the 10, 11 wins of this schedule, man. You know,
they have no running back. They have no running back. Who's running? Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle or whatever. Like, look, Dowdle may be good, but Dak's on his last year. CD's not playing yet. I think he'll be there, and I think he'll play and be fine. But if CD gets hurt, can you tell me who else is that wide receiver on that team?
No, I can't.
Right. They have nobody else, right? And if CD is shaky out of the gate, they got Brandon Cooks, right? Who seems like he's hurt all the time.
Solid, but hurt.
Right. The running backs are okay. They're, like their defense is good, but look, it got shredded. The good team shredded. Mike McCarthy is the head coach. Guys, don't waste your money on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They're playing the Giants twice. They're playing Washington twice, and they're playing the NFC South. That's a lot of wins right there. It's a lot of wins right there.
Philly. So, like, for sure, take the Philly. Sure. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm not playing any minus bets. For me, this is NA. I'm no action on this division. I just can't even. I'm not putting up what I need to put up on Philly to get a return at the end of this thing is more than I want to put up on one team when I'm spreading money around the beginning of the season. So I'm with you on the fact that if I had to put $5 on somebody here, $10 on somebody here, I probably would go Washington or New York, but I don't like any of it.
Right. But the other difference too is that Dallas has to play a first place schedule. Has to, because they won the division. So that means they're getting like Ravens, Niners, Lions. They're getting those teams. And look at their schedule, right? So they open up at the Browns. Like I can tell you right now, I will be all over the Browns in that game. Just give me the Browns. I don't care what the point spread is. Then they got the Saints at home. Then they got the Ravens at home. Look, we'll see what the Ravens are like this year, but that's not going to be easy. Right? Then they go to the Giants. Then they go to the Steelers. I think Steelers might be bad, but that's still going to Pittsburgh.
No good.
Then they got the Lions. Then that's a loss. Then they got
the Lions are going to destroy them.
Right, because they're mad. Right, and they go to San Francisco next week.
They're going to open that game with tackle eligible. They're going to open that game with a pass to stool or some shit, and everybody's going to go nuts.
Right, then they got the Falcons, then the Eagles, then the Texans.
Sure.
And they go to at Washington, Giants, Bengals, Panthers, Bucks, at Eagles, Washington. Look, there's already like 5 or 6 losses I see in there for them. You're just telling me Mike McCarthy can't slip up and lose 2 or 3 more?
He probably can. So you're going to go under the 9.5 wins.
For sure.
Okay. All right. I will take Philly over 10.5. I think that's easy money. I'll take Philly over 10.5. And if I got to take some kind of long shot bet here, I mean, give me Washington at more than 6.5 if Daniels can steal a couple games. I don't know. We'll see.
Or just give yourself, just go for broke. Give me Giants win the division or Washington to win the division.
I can't do it. Let's move to let's hit the NFC North. I can't do it. All right. We both know both of our money, all the chips are in here on the Lions this year in the NFC. Listen, 10.5. Give me the over right now. You kidding me? Give me the over right now.
I like the Lions. I like the over. I like the Lions at plus 140 or 150, whatever they are.
Yeah, plus 135. Now, here's where I'll say what you said a minute ago about the NFC East. Give me that Lions at plus 135. Let me put $40 on that. And let me collect 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do something like that for sure. I would definitely that. And look, I'm not taking the Vikings. And like, I would be shocked if Sam Darnold gets it going at plus 800. I think in this division, if you're looking for the division long shot bet winner, I think you got to go Bears.
You got to go Bears.
But I do think that those odds are. I think that we've missed the value personally. I think 3 is too low. It's too close to the Lions. Like the Bears may be very good and they may be very good quickly, but like I'm not taking them to beat the Lions this year. That's for sure.
No.
Not to win the division. So I think the best value was probably pre-Caleb, around,
could have got in at a good number there. I will say this about that. The Packers are plus 230 to win the division. Bears are plus 275. Now me, if I'm gambling and I got to put $10 on it, those two numbers are so close. I'm just going to put the 10 on the Packers.
For sure.
Well, I mean, what am I doing for an extra $25 here? You know,
right? Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't to me. Yeah, I'm with you.
And that's to your point. We missed the value. You missed the value. If you wanted the Bears, you got to stay away. You missed it.
I think so. If anything, Chicago, the one thing about Chicago, you'll say they have like the third easiest schedule this year. Their schedule is butter soft. And look, if Caleb Williams and he's looked very good. He's looked like a real NFL quarterback early.
He has against everybody's twos, and you know how that goes. Yeah.
It's early. And look, I like him, but I think you got to just be careful with the Bears. I think I think that's like 7-10, 8-9, type of season for them. Maybe they get to 9-8, but
that over under is at 8. I mean, on wins is 8.5.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
It's a tight one. That is a tight one.
You got to see where their final games. Like if you really want to have a fun bet, it's something like Vikings. I would bet like last team to win a game. I would also bet Vikings. Number one pick next year's draft. Like, look at the Vikings' first 8 games. Like the week one, to me, week one is just an absolutely monstrous game for the Vikes because they play the New York Football Giants. But let's just pretend like they win that game. You know what? For the sake of this, let's pretend like they lose that game.
Okay.
Right? Here's their next 7 games. San Francisco.
L.
Okay. These are all at home. Then the next game is the Texans.
L.
Then they go to Green Bay.
L.
Then the Jets come to town.
I don't know. I don't expect a lot out of the Jets, but I'll say L.
Probably a loss. Right. Then they got the Lions come to town.
Big L.
And then they go to the Rams.
L.
Right. Okay. So what do we got them there so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0-7. Then the Colts come to town. Is that the first one they have a chance to win? Maybe. Some people are big on the Colts this year. Right? I am not. Right? I'm interested in them. Then they go to the Jags.
L.
Yeah. Then
it's later in the season. Jags finally start getting it together. You know how that goes. Yeah.
Now here's where the schedule lightens up. Okay. Then they go to Tennessee. They go to Chicago, Arizona, Atlanta, Chicago again, at Seattle, Green Bay, Detroit. So my point is, like,
I got them for 5 wins.
Week 7 or 8, they're 0-7, they're 0-8.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold comes out, Nick Mullins comes in, and then who knows, right? Yep. Who knows what's happening to the Vikes?
Yeah, so, for me, it's between the Vikings and the Panthers for the worst record in the NFL this year.
I can't wait till we get to that division.
Well, let's get to it. I'll give you my final on the NFC North. I'll be betting the Lions to win the division at plus 135. I'll be betting the over on the Lions at 10.5 wins, and I will be betting the Lions to win the division. I got them going 14-3, number 1 seed.
I would be on Detroit to win the division. Detroit over, Vikings under, and I think with Green Bay and Chicago, I would right now be. I'm not sure yet, but I lean a little bit under on Green Bay at 9.5, and I lean a little bit. I just think the Green Bay thing, which we didn't even talk about. The Green Bay thing is like, look, everybody is on him now, right? And everybody's telling me how good Jordan Love is, and they got a new running back and all these wide receivers.
I think he is, but yeah.
So it's like we'll see, right? They have a good defense. The coach is a good offensive coach. He's a good coach. He could give Detroit. They thumped Detroit last year, so I get it. But we'll see. It's when we're all on it, makes me a little nervous. So I lean under. I just lean under.
Under 9.5 wins for them, huh?
Yeah. Not all the teams are going to make it, right?
Sure. No, you got it. Somebody's got to fall and somebody's got to climb. It happens.
And we already know Tampa's probably going to fall. So we just have to figure out who.
Yeah. Tampa's out. Well, let's move right to that division. Let's hit the NFC South. Now, top odds in the division, Falcons at minus 120. You got the Bucks at plus 320, Saints at plus 340, Panthers at plus 1100. And I got a feeling you're going to put some money down on the Panthers.
100%. It's the only good bet on this. It's the only good bet. I want the Panthers in the over, right? And I want the Panthers at plus 1100, right? Like I would never. The other 3 teams, there are all the same team to me, right? Like the Falcons, the Saints. I like the under in Tampa. I like the under everywhere in this division except Carolina. Now, so I like Carolina to get like 7 or 8, maybe 9. And if they can do that, they can win the division unless Atlanta gets it at 9 and 8.
I'm telling you, I combed over this schedule, and I think my best bet for this division, clearly just take the Falcons to win the division. But I think my best value bet is to go over 9.5 wins with the Falcons. I really do. I looked over the schedule, Andy, and if you remember last year, like I was on them quite a bit, taking points and hitting some bets because they are a team that can run the football and play defense. They just added big time safety. They just added a big time edge rusher. Kirk Cousins is looking like he's going to be fine to start the season. They're finally going to be able to start getting the ball to some of those big weapons they've got all over the field. I just think this is a team that is going to be legit good. I really think over 9.5 on them is a solid bet.
You're going to bet on their 35-year-old ACL injured quarterback.
Yeah, because they have they have a running game that murders. And what is Kirk Cousins good with? You know what I mean? Like he's got a good running game and he can get a little play action going and get rid of the ball. Like he's a decision maker. He's a really good read quarterback. 1-2 dump. I mean, I really think the whole thing is set up for some really good success in Atlanta. I'm sold.
Well, let's say they beat Pittsburgh their first week. The next 2 games are at Philly and the Chiefs. So what do we got them there? 1 and 2?
Right, 1 and 2 right there.
Right, and then they got Saints and Bucks at home. If they win that, now they're 3 and 2. Then they go to Carolina, and they go to Carolina at 3 and 2.
Yeah.
Now, if Carolina is 3 and 3,
no way. Come on,
3
man.
and 3.
You're talking that like they're going to be 6 games in, 5 games in right now. They're going to be rolling. By that point, they're going to have their feet under them. I think Carolina's in trouble. I can't wait to bet them laying every point in that game.
I'm telling you, Carolina's the best bet on this team board. They got a new quarterback, right? New coach. The coach is like the guy who is where did he coach? He helps quarterbacks. He's a good quarterback whisperer. He's going to be good. He's going to help Bryce. Bryce can't be any worse. Also, they got Deontay Johnson who's going to be there. He's going to be a good little receiver. They got a little running back coming in, right? They got the rookie guy from Texas. So, look, they're not going to be as bad as they were last year. Remember how horrible they were? Right, they were horrible.
Yeah,
they were still 5 and 12.
Yeah, I think they get worse this year. I got them at 4 and 13, and here's why: this division is not great. But hear me out. This division is not great. But here's one thing: every team in this division does is play defense. They play defense, man. The Saints, that's their bread and butter right now. Offensively, they're not good, but like last year defensively, they were one of the better squads in the NFC, right?
Right.
The Bucks known for playing defense, and when they got the defense going and Baker started scoring, they made a run and won the division. And we know the Falcons play defense and run the football. I think the Panthers are in for getting their ass whipped in their own division a lot.
Take the over. I'm on the over. Take them to win the division. Like, trust me. Just trust me, guys out there. Don't listen to Mike. Take the over. That 4.5 is too low. They're not going to go 3 and 14. I promise you.
No, I got them at 5.5. But yeah, I hear you. I'm not going to bet that over under on wins. I'm not going to
take the over. Take the 5.5. Also, take them to win the division. This division is a mess. It's the best value. Do I think Atlanta probably going to win? Probably. Yeah. But if I had one bet to make to win the division, Carolina Panthers. I love it. It's probably my favorite NFC bet. Do I think it'll hit? Probably not, but it's my favorite one to make.
Listen, if I could get on a real betting site, but there's just a little too much Jesus here in Georgia, so we can't. So I got to get on the one that I'm on. I got to rock the Bovada, and I get what they give me. So I'm only going to be able to bet division winner, and I'll be lucky if I get the bet over-unders for wins. But if I could get on like DraftKings or something, I would absolutely go parlay Falcons to win the division, Falcons over 9.5 wins, and I'd probably put $25 on it.
Not for me. No.
All right. Fair enough, man.
I think they're going to win 9 games, but I don't think they're going to win 10. And the real fun bet I would make if I was betting on the Falcons is I would bet Michael Penix to be rookie of the year. Because here's the argument for it. And you're going to get him at like 70, 60, 70, 80 to 1 because most people think Kirk Cousins is going to be the starter. But what if? And it hasn't been said yet.
Oh, yeah.
Cousins hasn't been okayed to play. He's not. So what if Penix comes in? Just imagine this game 1.
I'm with you 100%.
He goes to Pittsburgh or wherever they play the Steelers, and he's awesome. Are you telling me Atlanta's going to bench him?
Oh no.
Let's say he's 3-0. Let's say he beats the Eagles. Let's say he beats the Chiefs at home in a shootout, 45-42.
I'm going to tell you right now, the money they're paying Kirk Cousins, if Penix just needs to play 1 week before Kurt's ready to go, if he goes up to Pittsburgh and lights it up, he'll be on the bench next week and Cousins will be starting. Now, if Cousins is out 3 weeks, my number there is 3. If Penix can play 3 games and do really well and they're like 3-0, then I'll see the front office going, grab a clipboard, Kirk. But the money they're bringing him in on, money talks.
Russell Wilson came in, and not Russell. Who was it? Russell Wilson. When the Seahawks signed Matt Flynn to a huge contract, Russell Wilson beat him on camp, right? It was an injury, but look, they'll set him to win, right? They got to survive. They can also, in my opinion, they should just trade Kirk back to the Vikings and be done with it, right? They need a quarterback.
Wow. I don't know the Vikings would do it, but I mean, in a perfect world. But here's the point, though. We do not disagree on grabbing Michael Penix for Rookie of the Year is a very good value.
Just a fun value bet. It's
not a bad one at all, because even if he does have to play, I think he's the best quarterback in the class. Sure. But if he does have to come in and play right away, to my points 5 minutes ago, the team runs the hell out of the football. The team plays defense. Those things travel. A young quarterback who's better than Ritter will have some success with those weapons. I think Penix I think that's a great bet you just gave, Andy. That's a real fun bet for value. Penix for Rookie of the Year. I love it.
Right. The other thing about the Falcons, by the way, they have the easiest schedule in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, last year they had the second easiest schedule in the
but they had Ritter. And they didn't have a pass rusher, and they didn't. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see. I get a vibe that, just kind of a Green Bay vibe here too, where everybody's like, you're already chalking these people in to win the division and win everything, and I'm like, hang on.
Yeah, but there's no Lions.
Not that good.
There's no Lions in the NFC South, though, right, Andy? I mean, they
are. There's a different cat. There's a different cat in the NFC South.
There is,
and it's blue.
And
it's Carolina blue, and it's a Panther. And it's going to be about 7-10 this year, maybe 8.
I'm going to tell you, I'm all over it, man. Easiest record in the NFL and the worst division in the NFC. I got to think they're going to get the 10 wins. That's where I'm at. Give me the Falcons. Give me the over on the 9.5. That's where I'm going to land, brother.
All right.
Let's hit the NFC West. Final division here in the NFC. Now, I'm going to shock you here. I'm going to shock you here because you already said you don't like them and you think they're going to fall off the table. I am going to take the Rams to win the division on a tiebreaker. I combed over these schedules. I got the Rams and the Niners both finishing 12-5. And I think that the tiebreaker on division record, I think the Rams are going to get that tiebreaker because I think the Seahawks are going to snake a game from the Niners. I'm going to take the Rams at 12-5 to win this division.
I like
330.
Right. I think the Rams will. Right. I like this division. Probably, I think it's the best division in the NFC. Is my opinion.
Yeah, probably is.
I think there's 3 playoff teams in this division.
Could be.
I think it's the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks.
Could be.
But I am going to take. I'm going to go one a little further away than you, and I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks plus 800 to win the division.
Okay.
You could also talk me into Arizona.
You cannot talk me into that.
Why not?
But
the second half of the year, they were great. That coach is great. I stand by the Colts and the Cardinals, who both took coaches from Philly, took the best coaches away from Sirianni, right?
Sure.
And so, they also have Marvin Harrison Jr. They're going to have a good big stud wide receiver. They're going to have some running backs. The new rookie running back. They also got whatever his name, who's always there, the former Pittsburgh guy running back.
Sure.
So I like all those overs. I like every over in this division.
I need to see more out of Kyler Murray than just what his score is on Madden. I need to find out that he's actually tuned in and gives a shit about football now. I need to find out that the guys in the locker room don't hate him anymore. I just can't get behind a team who hates their own quarterback.
Well, yeah, sure. I just think I think this division is great. I like Seattle. I like Arizona. I like Rams. I like San Francisco. I think you could argue, if anything, San Francisco this is the last year, and it's all got to go right for them.
Yeah,
I think
they're one injury away from this thing just crumbling this year. I don't think they can weather the injuries this year like they do every year, right? We agree.
Right. Well, they also went pretty perfect last year with the injuries.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't really have any the playoffs when Debo's going to get hurt. Every 5 games.
I think the gambling steal in this division is Rams over 8.5 wins. Are you kidding me? I'm betting I just have to bet the Rams. They have a losing record and I can win money. I can bet them.
Rough. I think. Let's look at it. Let's do it. They open at the Lions. Sunday night.
Lions will probably win that one. Lions will win that one.
I think so. Then they go to Arizona.
W.
Let's give it to the Rams.
Second game of the year, W.
Yeah. Then they get San Francisco comes to town.
Okay. It's San Francisco in LA. Let's call it a split on the season. So give them the home game. Give the Rams the home game.
Okay. So they're 2-1. Then they go to Chicago.
Okay. That's early. I think they go down there and beat them because that's going to be a shootout and Stafford will outshoot the rookie.
And then then the Packers come to town.
That's a tough one. Go ahead and give them an L. Maybe Packers get them.
Okay, there's 2 losses. So we got 2 losses right now. Then the Raiders, that's a victory. The Vikings, a victory.
Yep.
At Seattle, I think that's a loss. That's just a division road game. 3. Then you got the Dolphins.
I'm not sold on the Dolphins.
Yeah, okay. So
I'll take the Rams.
Then you got at the Pats, it's a win. The Eagles.
That's going to be a really good game. Throw that one up in the air. You know what I mean? But
then they got the Saints.
W.
Probably a win. Then they have the Bills in town.
I just don't know where the Bills are going to land. Again, that might be a toss-up. Give them an L there. We go to 4. The Bills sneak up and get them.
And they're at San Francisco.
Okay.
Probably a loss.
That's their L. So that's 5.
And then they're at the Jets. Then Arizona.
Win.
That's going to be close. I'm with you.
I mean, that's going to be more than 8.5 now, right? And we just ran down that thing, and I feel comfortable that they're going to be at least 2 wins above 8.5.
Yeah.
I mean, right? That's. I think that is the best value of anything on this whole board I am looking at here to bet in the NFC is Rams over 8.5.
I like that bet. That's a fun bet.
Yeah,
I like that the whole NFC West. I'm in on the NFC West being the best division in the NFC.
I wouldn't frown upon putting a few bucks on the Seahawks to stun everybody and win that division. They're going to be tough.
Yeah, I think you're getting some good odds there as well. So when the only team I wouldn't bet to win the division is San Francisco. That's -2 or 300, whatever it is.
No, that's a waste of money. It's a waste of money.
So you got to bet LA at 320. You bet the Rams at 800. You bet Arizona at 15. Look, you bet $10 on any of those, you're going to make your money back if anybody but San Francisco wins.
Yeah, you're going to make your money back big time on that. No doubt about it. I mean, that's right where I would land on that. Now, here's where I land in the NFC to wrap this thing up here. I got the Lions, number 1 seed at 14-3. I got the Rams as my number 2 seed at 12-5 and win in the West. Then I have Dallas and the Falcons. That's my 4 division winners, right? And then I got Niners, Eagles, Packers for my wild card teams.
Okay, Niners, Eagles. Okay. Who are you? So give them to me one more time.
Division winners, I got Lions, Rams, Cowboys, Falcons. And then my wild cards, I got Niners, Philly, Packers.
Okay.
I mean, the only team I got out is the Bucks, and they're just swapping with the Falcons.
Okay.
So I know that's not like, now listen, gambling wise, that you're right. That is not the way to go about this. But I've been telling you, I went over every team, every game, and I'm like, I can't put money on any of these teams to climb into the playoffs this year, man. The Saints, the Panthers, the Giants, the Commanders, Vikings, Seahawks. I can't. Maybe Seahawks, maybe, and that's it. I mean, so that's my 7, and then I got the NFC Championship game. I got Lions against Philly, and I got Lions in the Super Bowl.
Okay, I think
they're the 2 best teams in the NFC.
Who? Lions and Philly?
Yep. Yeah.
I think so too. I'm with you. That those are the 2. I'm kind of getting very warm on Philly in the last few weeks. I'm very warm on Detroit, but I'm going to be very warm on Philly as well. So I ran it just now. I just ran it with. I think it's going to go Philly as the 1 seed. Really mainly because I think the Detroit's division is just so much better. And like, look, if the Bears are good, and I just think they're a year away, but they're going to be frisky. They're going to be very frisky. And the Eagles are like, I don't think the Eagles are going to have a frisky New York Giants team. They constantly own the Giants. They're going to own them. So I just like Phillies. I like Philly's look a little more. So I got where do I have? So I have Philly at 1, Detroit at 2. Look, there's 3 NFC West teams that I'm predicting to make the playoffs: the Rams, Niners, and Seattle. And I cannot figure out the order, right? Because I kind of want to put Seattle here or the Rams. So, but for this argument, I will say the Rams 3rd at 4 to win the NFC South. You know who I'm going to take because I just feel like I have to. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers.
Oh my God, Andy!
To come in.
All right, I'm not going to let you live this one down, man.
Win the division. They're going to win the division.
You're crazy.
New coach theory. Texans last year. If I told you last year when I told you bet on the Texans to win the division, you were like, I don't know, maybe. Right? They're so bad.
But they weren't as bad as the Panthers.
New coach theory. That's also why I like Seattle, by the way. New coach theory. Seattle, new coach theory. Getting Carroll out of there. New coach theory. Look, Atlanta probably will win that division, but there's no way I would bet Atlanta to make the playoffs. There's no way I'm going to bet Tampa Bay to make the playoffs. There's no way I'm going to bet New Orleans to make the playoffs. If there's one team in that division I'm going to bet to make the playoffs, I'm going to take the worst team, that Carolina. I just think it's the only smart betting thing to do. And then at 5,
good luck.
At 5, I'm putting San Francisco. At 6, I'm putting Green Bay, and at 7, Seattle Seahawks. So in my world, there's like 2 new teams.
Yeah, so you got Seattle and the Panthers.
Right, I'm dropping Dallas and Tampa Bay from last year.
Okay, and you're rolling the same Lions, Philly. Who you think gets to the Super Bowl?
I think it depends where it's at. So in this version, it's Philly. So I guess I'm going to go Philly, but I do think it'll be a coin flip game. I would probably have money. I'll probably have money on Detroit. I think it's like Detroit and Philly are probably just the 2 NFC teams to bet to win the Super Bowl.
Sure.
So you did probably do both. You know, to be honest with you, I put a little money here.
Why not?
Why not? Like, because I don't know who. Like, if I'm looking at this thing right now to tell me who's got the best odds to win the NFC, like, let's see, San Francisco plus 270. This is this version plus 275. No, Detroit plus 550. Philly plus 600. So I'm like, yes to both of those.
Take them both.
100 times over. Like, take both those teams. I'm way better. Then they got Green Bay at 8, Dallas at 9. If you like wasting your money, please bet Dallas at 9. Atlanta at 1,200. Please burn your money that way too.
They're not going
to. The Rams are at 14 in this version, and I love that. I would take that for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of delightful here. And then you have the Bears at 14. Like, I like what I'm seeing out of the Bears, but just let's wait a year. One more year. Just don't think it's going to happen yet. But I do like this next one a lot too, just to kind of be a little froggy, which is the last good one, which is the Seattle Seahawks at plus 3,300.
That's a lot of scratch, man.
Yeah, they got a lot of teams I got to get through, but I got them in the playoffs. So if I do think they're going to make the playoffs, they have a 1-7.
Listen, you know me, I'm the king of what's $5.
Right.
You put 5 on that thing's going to pay you okay. You know what I mean? It's going to pay you okay. So I don't see why not putting 5 on that. But listen, I'm on the Lions. You're going to be on Philly, but I'm going to make you a little side bet here now. We'll make you a little side bet, and we'll figure out the scratch on it later, or maybe case of beer, whatever you want to do here.
Okay.
But I have the Washington Commanders and the Panthers both finishing the season at 4-13.
Okay. Sure.
I will bet you the Commanders will have a better record than the Panthers at the end of the season.
All right, I'll take the Panthers.
Well, you have to. You're saying they're a division winner.
I mean, I think that's the only way to bet them for sure. You got to take. Let's look at their schedules before we go. We're going to go. I know.
Look, all right. Run through it quickly.
Washington Commanders schedule, and then we'll go. Where is it? Okay, here we go. They open up at Tampa.
Yeah.
Then they got the Giants. Then they got the Bengals. I'll just give you the games they play. Then they got the Cardinals.
Okay.
The Browns, Ravens, and then October 20th, Panthers at Commanders.
Big game. That is going to be the difference maker on this bet.
That's one.
Circle it on your calendar, buddy.
That's our game, the 20th of October. Bears, Giants, Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys, Titans, Saints, Eagles, Falcons, Cowboys.
It ain't getting easy. It ain't getting easy.
That end is rough.
Yeah.
My thing about those, Cliff Kingsbury, I think he's the OC there in Washington, is Washington is going to look awesome in week 1 or 2, and you're going to feel great about your Washington bet because Cliff's going to be rolling the league. And about week 5, guess what happens? Everybody catches up to Cliff.
Well, let me tell you what's not going to happen this time. They're not going to catch up to Cliff because he doesn't have Kyler Murray.
People are going to catch Cliff. That's the other thing. All right, here we go. Panthers. They got the Saints, Chargers, Raiders, Bengals, Bears, Falcons, Commanders, Broncos, Saints, Giants, Chiefs,
2,
Bucks,
3,
Eagles, Cowboys, Cardinals, Bucks, Falcons. Look,
that's a tough schedule for them. They suck.
Who is good? They play the Eagles. I mean, they play a few teams, but look, overall, I kind of felt good about it.
I hope you're double thinking your decisions, and then I hope you're maybe deciding you're not happy with your choices and you want to send that back to the kitchen. I think maybe you want to send that undercooked fish back to the kitchen, buddy.
We're going to be look. We'll find one for the AFC, but I'm Panthers. You're on the Commanders.
All right.
We'll do it before the season starts,
and I will let you set the parameters for the AFC bet.
Okay, we'll find out.
Two teams that we think are cellar dwellers in the AFC, and we'll go head to head on them.
All right, I love it.
All right, man. Sounds good, brother. Hey, good to see you. Good to get back at it, man. I'm excited for this football season. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys stay up on us, man. Tweet us. Let us know what's going on. Hit us up on the social media sites. We want to make this thing as interactive as we can because, hey, right? Last year was about branding. This year's about expanding. Let's keep this thing moving. It's the Big 6 picks starting next week, week 0. We'll break down the AFC, and we'll be back. And, Andy, we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
All right. It's time for another episode of All Right Bet.